We are live here with the year one update. In this update, we have a bunch of card reworks. We have a slew of hero updates in terms of balance and stats. We have obviously this brand new hero here called Yin, and just a bunch of other features and quality of life improvements throughout the game. So this is the new home screen. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. You can see here that the victory chests have changed in appearance. Active quest is still the same type of, just usual stuff here. You get nothing but chests from now on when you level up in your account, which is I would have liked to have seen 42 chests in my account, to be honest. Fair is fair, right? But whatever. Also, you get rewards for leveling up your heroes here. Speaking of which, let's go over the profile and check out the heroes now. As you can see, most heroes are pretty much the same. There has been a couple of updates to some heroes. Noticeably, we have Crunch that got an update. He gets a lot more attack speed now per level. So if you play a Crunch and you've been playing him, you probably want to reduce some of your attack speed in your deck and just go into more crit chance and more power, which is always a good thing. Aurora got nerfed, which is a lot of people saying a long time coming. If I'm not mistaken, Grim is slightly still the same, but he is finally in his role as a hyper carry. He found that niche. He's a hyper carry, just the same space as a Sparrow. Other heroes that got changed that I can remember. This is just off the top of my head. I think Seraph got changed for the better, if I'm not mistaken. She is really high DPS now, so build her to be just a lot of power, crit chance, and some attack speed. Blah 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 blah. Same old, really much. But here we finally have Yin. Yin, the newest hero. She is a Growth and Fury hero, so think of Chimera, think of Rampage. We see here that her basic attack is off the chain. She has a really high rating for basic attack at 9. Yeah, right up there with the range carries. Ability power, not so much. Most of her abilities are utility or buffs, so that's okay. Durability, she's not supposed to have a lot because she's a melee carry, and mobility is good. She actually has pretty good mobility. She's a marauder, attacker, and elusive assassin. So if we go ahead and choose her right quick, we see here. Obviously she's new, so I haven't played her at all. But we look at her abilities right here. Her basic attack does 55 damage, which is really good. Backlash here is a defensive move, where she knocks back any projectiles that are coming her way, and that is in fact any projectile coming her way, from abilities down to basic attacks. Lash kick. This is her escape or her initiate. She can target minions, allies, or enemies, and pretty much just goes straight to them. If she chooses an enemy or an enemy minion, she'll damage them, of course. If it's a friendly, she won't damage them. Windburn. This is her circle. This is a buff to increase her range to be pretty much on par with ranged units, with ranged heroes like Murdoch and Sparrow and Grim, and but it also has the added bonus of 100% cleave. It has a pretty long cooldown, 20 seconds, so you won't be able to spam it as much as I would have liked, but again, you do have 100% cleave there, and a pretty good range. And then Quelling Gale, her ultimate, it slows down projectiles, and also pushes enemies away and gives them a slight debuff. movement speed debuff. But the main thing is that it slows projectiles down to a crawl. Literally think Matrix, or not even. Think something else. Think like Magneto stopping a bullet. You know, like it just comes to a stop, right? That's pretty much what Coiling Gale does to enemy projectiles, and it affects all projectiles in the same way. You know, it has the same range of projectiles that Backlash does. So if you can hit a projectile with Coiling Gale, you can hit it with Backlash, and vice versa. A high skill cap hero, you're gonna have to be very careful to use your Backlash at the perfect moments, because if you get caught out without it, you're dead, right? Because you are a carry, you're squishy, so be careful. You don't have that much HP. Coiling Gale as well. You need to be very defensive, very opportunistic, but can also lead to some very satisfying results. Different skins here. She gets a little assassin type of gear. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. What else? New things that we got. If we go back here to the store, you see here new loot, right? Which I mean, you know, they expanded the whole chest and key loot system, so that's nice. But the newest thing that we have here is spanners, right? So these things activate on whenever you get a kill. You basically get to place a banner down, you know, telling the whole world, haha, I killed somebody. So, you know, what ups. I'm not really too excited about that, but yeah, that's cool. Anything new here? Yeah, I mean, they explain masteries and stuff, so that's good. Skins, a bunch of skins, and a bunch of skin recolor options now. You see, you have this little circle here with the 3 on it. That means it comes in its own, like the base color, and 3 other types of colors. I can't show you without actually buying it. I don't want to buy it. Maybe I own it, but I can't show the recolor. Well, that sucks. Let me see. Maybe I can. Okay, well they are locked. You do have to you see, for logging in on your 30th day, found in the loot crate. So it's a variation of it's a slight recall. This is nothing too crazy. So you find that throughout, you know, different heroes and stuff will all have different amounts of recolors now, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a cheap way to increase their costume type of pool, but you know, it doesn't hurt anybody either, so it is what it is. Obviously the next big thing is the cards. So a bunch of cards have been reworked and done over. Let me see if any order cards have off the top of my head. I'm not sure really. I don't think so. Any order cards that have been reworked. The ones that I think have been reworked are all the ones that had to deal with like bleed effects and poison and like legacy specific buffs like red buff or blue buff and stuff like that. Those things got reworked. So I know a couple in the Fury tree got reworked, so we can go skip to there really quick. What does that say? New? That's not new. I got another blink shot. I got too many blink shots. Am I wrong? No, wait, I'm no, not that one. I forget which ones it was that got reworked. Oh, I see. Are they not I think they're universal cards now. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Let's find out, shall we? I need to like filter out all the update cards. Just have passive and active cards, right? No upgrade cards, no prime cards. Yeah, that'll make it a little bit easier. Right here, yep, see? Stinger Boost. This used to be a Fury card. You can tell by the background. But now it gives mana and attack speed. And it has a unique passive now. So we're not... it powers on, you know, it powers on ability hit. You get a bonus ability damage on your next basic attack equal to 50 plus 20% of your power. So you basically just power up your basic attack. Good for heroes that like to weave their abilities with their passives. First one that comes to mind is Crunch, to be honest. Thick Blood, Quenching Scales used to be growth cards, now they're universal. Thermal Bond and Toxigel, Divine Shield as well. So pretty interesting. A bit expensive to, in my opinion, see any real play, unless you're super trying to make a counter build to a specific person on their team, which is basically much what these things were used for in the past. And then they just weren't because they didn't come up in long enough, and I don't think it'll work now. It's just because they're too expensive. Determination: heal for 12% of your max health for 4 seconds after being hit by a CC, and it can't stack. So the more CCs you get hit by, the higher stacks of health you'll be getting. 12% over and over and over again. So good. I mean, it's okay on tanks, but 12% of your max HP. I mean, that's okay. 12%. So let's reduce that to 10%. Let's say you're a super tanky hero like a Steel. You have maybe 3,000 HP. 10% of that is 300 over 4 seconds. That's not too bad. Blocks the next enemy ability. That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure. It's a passive, so it'll activate on its own. I'm just wondering how that actually works. Toxigel Burst Cleanse, taking 400 damage within 5 seconds. Activates a cleanse. So I'm guessing a cleanse means everybody loses any CCs on them or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, we have 2 cards from Intellect that are now universal, 2 cards from Fury that are now universal, 2 cards from Growth that are now universal, 1 card from Order, and 1 card from Corruption that has also been turned into a universal card. And what it does now is that it slow on ability hit. Enemies hit by abilities are slowed by 150 max movement speed for 1 second. Hit by abilities are slowed for a couple seconds. I mean, for just 1 second. You get 12 power. That's 2 points of power. So you're paying 4 points for a slow for a second. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That might be okay on casters. You know, like a Gideon, a gadget to slow them down even further while they have their ult on them. That could work. That could work. Yeah, that could work. 4 points isn't too bad considering. On hit with ability, apply blight to enemies for 4 seconds. And then this is, oh, this has a lot of stuff. Mana regain aura grants 0.6 mana regain to yourself and nearby allies. Okay. Mana regain, that's pretty whatever. So it has a unique active here once you fully upgrade it with either health or mana regain. You have a team heal. Heal yourself and grant nearby allies. Heal yourself and nearby allies for 225. And 21 basic armor for 20 seconds. Allies can only benefit. Yeah, that's not 225 health. No. That's not worth it whatsoever. 225 health. What can that save you from? Nothing late game. Maybe early game. You can use that early game, you know. But yeah, that's not gonna see it. That's not gonna work. What needs to happen is that instead of having these abilities on the minority of cards and making them expensive cards, it needs to be flipped, right? There needs to be the majority of cheap cards all need to have some type of ability with the well, not super expensive, but cards that are just for stats. They need to offer a lot of stats, but they need to be expensive, right? So that's gonna make a lot of like specific character specific type of decks will be able to be used up. So basically, yeah, they right now we just have a bunch of cheap cards that are only for stats with a couple of expensive cards with abilities. That needs to be flipped, in my opinion. And there needs to be a lot of cheap cards with a bunch of unique abilities and stats with only a few somewhat expensive, medium to high expensive quality cards with just nothing but stats for those people that want to like really focus on stats. Because other than that, I mean, what's the difference between a freaking whirling wand and a wind cover blade aside from 2 points of attack speed and power? There isn't one, right? That's the only difference. It's just 2 points of attack speed and power. That's the only difference between these two cards, you know, unless they're planning on you fusing all of these cards into one card eventually down the line. I think that the way that it is right now should be flipped. There should be abilities on a bunch of different cards that are cheap, meaning 3-point cost cards with stats. And yeah, because I go back to Whirling Wand and Wind Cover Blade as an example, because that's really the only difference between them. Is just 2 points of either attack speed and power. But if they were to have an ability, right, that would also change them up a lot. It will make each card more unique. It'll make decks more unique. It'll make one hero's Sparrow unique to a different player's Sparrow. It'll increase the diversity, which is a good thing. You want diversity. This is where you equip your banners if you have any, which is interesting. Deck slots should have all stayed the same. Your heroes should all be the same as well. Now, what's interesting was that when I logged in, I don't see if I could bring it up again. I don't think I can. It had like a time, like a calendar for rewards, as it were. So, when you log in, you'll see a calendar. I guess you can pay attention to that to see. Anyways, I'm curious about this new hero, so let's go ahead and make a deck for her. Based on what we know, she is a carry. She loves her basic attack. So let's see. Carries do need help taking down minions usually. Early game, late game. It's either one of these two. I'm sorry, one of these two. Magus or Warlord. We'll go for Magus for now. That's like the default one. Yin is a carry. She doesn't have any form of sustain. She scales like a carry, so I don't really want to do anything else except with carry for her. So first of all, like I always do, I'm gonna look at my available wards here. Gotta get my keyboard out. So the wards, of course, you keep that the whole game. And I'm thinking we want more power than anything. Power and health or power and mana. Her abilities are very defensive, very end buffs, so we'll go with health because we're not planning on using her abilities too often. With minus strike, very good. That's always a good start to any deck. Is a 6-point ward. Underestimate the 6-point wards will be a mistake. Anyways, let's see. We're gonna do a crit build here. We're gonna do a very basic crit build, a very safe type of build with a good amount of lifesteal on there, which is why we're gonna go Hunger Maul. We don't want to spend too much point on this. You know, we only need a little bit of lifesteal. We don't need like an insane amount. So we have 2.5 there. That puts me up to 5%. And then we do 7.5%, and now we are at 10% lifesteal. So just one little Hunger Maul with a bunch of Blessed Drains on there. We are at 10% lifesteal. So now to make that lifesteal work, we need a lot of power and a lot of attack speed and crit chance, obviously. So with attack speed, we are going to go with 10 points of attack speed. 1, 2, 3. Right. We have 3 brutal kinetics here for 9 CP of attack speed plus 1 in the wind cover bait itself. That is going to even out to 10 attack speed. So now we need crit chance. We want a lot of crit chance. The card that can give us the most crit chance here and still give us power, it is these two actually. Micro Nuke. No. The spear gives us more. 12% crit chance on spear by itself. 8% there. No. That focuses more on power. Yep. Here, very easy. Major wounds times 3. That's fine and dandy. I have. Yeah, I might actually change this out later on in the build because I think the math won't work. We have attack speed. We need a little bit more crit chance here. We have 3, 3, 3, 3. That's 12. We need about close to 8 more. But we also need power, just straight up power. Straight up power. I am tempted to do Rust Breakers, but we're going to forego penetration for now. We are in fact going to forgo penetration. No penetration needed here. Maybe. I say just more power and crit, no? You can never go wrong with power and crit on a carry. Never ever. Never go wrong on a carry with power and crit. So let's do just that. Where is... I'll do another one of these. Why not? Except instead of crit chance, we're gonna do power. Okay. Or maybe instead of that one, just to make it easy on us to keep track of how many CP's worth of points are going into what, this one deals with power. So power and crit chance. Yeah. 12 in power, 1 in crit. 12 in crit, 1 in power. So that's 13 power, 13 crit, 10 in attack speed, 3 in power, so that's 10 attack speed, 16 power, 13 crit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more card here. Uno más. Uno más. The thing is that it's going to have to be a 15-point card. 15 points. This is 12. This is 12. This is 9. This is. I have 3 12-point cards. That's 36 plus. Right? 3. Yeah, 36 plus 9. 45 plus 6 is 51. Oh, another 9-point card. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, another 9-point card. That is correct. That is in fact correct. That's fine. We could do 9 points here. We need to even out crit chance. We need to bring up crit chance here a bit. Crit chance and power, actually. With a little bit of attack. Oof. Crit chance, power, and attack speed. We need all of it. God dang it. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with just doing crit chance and power. I want to build up more crit chance, then power. I need. So this has the 3 crit chance that I need to even it out, but it also has 1 power, so that's gonna be put 1 power ahead. So if we do 1 crit chance, now it's even. It's a 4-point card, so we're gonna be uneven regardless. So irregardless, I mean. This should be a 9-point card. So what I feel like doing is doing pop, pop, and pop. No, not this one. This one. No? Yes or no? 3, 4 power and 3, 6. 6 crit chance. And that is a 9-point card. I think so. I think that'll work. Yeah, I think that'll work. In terms of keeping the balance somewhat close to each other. We were at a 3-point increase, and it was a 1-point increase, and then it was just pretty much the same thing. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards. That's the final build right there. Just pretty much just very safe build. We have a total of, let me do the math right here right quick. This is 12, 12, 12, 12, 48, 48 plus 4, 52, 52 plus 24 is 76. So basically 75% crit chance in this build, which is pretty good. It's up there. you should be critting 3 out of 4 hits. That's consistent enough. That's consistent enough. Yeah, that'll be consistent enough. I think that would be pretty much just power and attack speed after that. Not too much attack speed, but a good amount of attack speed. I mean, that's a lot of attack speed. Yeah, that's a lot of attack speed. So now we want to build early game cards here. We definitely need actually, yeah, just early game is just a little bit of attack speed with mostly just power. So let's do An early game Wind Carver Blade. And early game Whirling Wand. That's gonna be good for early game attack speed. And then we need some early game crit chance with mostly power. So we'll do an early game Rich Magus Scepter. Yeah, early game, and then that leaves us open for healer token, health pot. Maybe a bump. No, bump just. Oh, hello. Almost slapped at myself in that one. Cast token or another health pot if you have it. If you're jungling, I guess you could put a siphon on here instead for the final slot. Yeah, why not? But she's a melee carry, right? She's still jungle, even gonna have a hard time in the inning. She can still do it. A Sage's siphon, which is just power and health, would be perfect for her. Yeah, that could work. So this right here, if you're safe lane or off lane, this is jungling, and that's your start. That's your deck. That's a pretty easy deck. Lifesteal gives you room to just really go super hard with damage and crit chance and attack speed, and it's just pretty cool. We have 10 points in attack speed total. Final build 10 points total. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 12 points, 12, 15, 18, 19 points in crit chance, and I think 20 or 21 points in power, if I'm not mistaken. Here we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 12 actually is 25. So yeah, 25 points in power and 19 points in crit chance. We can actually reduce a can actually put one of this, make this into a wound. That'll bump up, put down power to 23 and put up crit chance to 21 CP's worth, if I'm not mistaken. I think. I think. So yeah. Did I take into account fully? Yeah, I took into account fully upgraded bonuses. I did. Yeah. So 23 power, 21 crit chance, and 10 attack speed, I think, in this build, final build, with a couple in lifesteal and 1 in health, just because. Yeah, that'll work. That'll do. The only bad part about the build is that you have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You only have 4 early game cards that you can build, which means you're gonna have to go straight into your Hunger Maul and your 9-point card all on its own. Well, not really, because you do have the healer token there, so yeah, you can make that work. If you replace the healer token with your 9-point cards, that means that you only need to save up 7 points, which isn't that big of a deal, seeing as how you've been saving up 6 points for all your other cards recently anyways. So that's easy enough to do. It's an easy enough jump. So the big jump is going to be getting the Hunger Maul. yeah, it's also 9 points. So I mean, you could save up 6 points and then go back and get rid of your health and healer token, and then that's your hunger maul, and it'll replace the health and healer token because it's lifesteal. So that actually works out pretty well. Again, but you'll have to go straight into your. So either way, you're gonna have to either go into your hunger maul or your Spear of the Rift Hunter without having any other cards there to like make that jump easier, which isn't too bad because at that point it should be pretty later in the game. You know, you're gonna be getting the initial 3 CPs, and then you're gonna be getting 4 6 CP cards, and then one more. You're gonna be saving 6 CP up again, but you're gonna be replacing these 2 cards, which is gonna give you 3 CP for that 9 CP card. So at that point, you'll have 1 slot empty, but you'll have 4 6 CP cards and 1 9 CP card, and then you'll have to go into another 9 CP card. So that it's not too bad. That should be okay. Should be okay. Yin. ADC. It's mostly I want to do ADC. I don't want to do jungle or offlane with this. But if I have to do another role, it would have to be jungle. With that, it wouldn't be anything else. I really don't want to go into the offlane because she doesn't have any real type of sustain. She has a good escape though. So, it's fine. It's okay. I don't mind it. Let's look at what the game tells us. Yeah, super attack oriented, which is what AC, that's supposed to be what an ADC is, But we'd have a little bit of lifesteal there as a safety net, So, but unlike fighters, the lifesteal on her isn't going to save you in a fight. It's just for after fights. It's to, let's say, you have a little minor engagement, you took a little bit of hits, instead of having to go back to get back full health, you could just stay and push the lane and get back health. If it's like a team wipe or something like that. But your team has to go back, you can stay out there if you already have your hunger maul online. It's solo queue problems pretty much. Yeah, alright, so that's not too bad. That's my thoughts and impressions on the new update, and we also did a Yin deck build there, which is pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I would say it's a solid build. It's not crazy. You're gonna be hurting pretty hard. You are going to be hurting pretty hard. But other than that, it's a pretty basic build. Nothing too crazy, nothing too outside of the box. To be honest, just a pretty meta build. So feel free to use it. Yeah, all right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.